Hamilton's start to life at Ferrari has understandably generated a huge amount of excitement. The sport's most successful driver, joining up with the sport's most successful team to have one final big shot at securing that record-breaking 8th driver's title? It's an excellent story, and if they pull it off, then it will go down in F1 history as one of the sport's greatest moments. But achieving that 8th driver's title will not be easy. The list of reasons why it might not happen is huge, but there is one big problem that lots of people are overlooking, and today I'll check it out, so don't go anywhere. The Lewis Hamilton era at Ferrari is well and truly underway. His first day at the Ferrari factory was followed closely by fans around the world, and we've all seen the photos and footage of him in a 2023 Ferrari at the team's test track in northern Italy. He completed 30 laps with hundreds of adoring fans lining the edge of the track, excited for what seems to be perceived as a return of Ferrari to the glory of the Schumacher years. Hamilton met fans, toured the factory, posed for his social media, and generally soaked in the atmosphere at his new home, where he already appears loved. Not everyone has been that impressed by the 7-time world champion's first week on the job though. Hamilton has struggled in the new regulations, as his now ex-team Mercedes failed to understand how the ground effect cars work. While they were occasionally competitive, they had no idea why they were when they were, and when they weren't competitive, they appeared to have no idea how to fix the problem. The struggles seemed to make Lewis disillusioned with the team and maybe even the sport, often sounding exasperated by the continued problems, which led to him having some of the worst seasons in his almost 20-year-long F1 career. People started to question whether he still had the desire to succeed in Formula One, or if his many interests off the track were starting to take priority in his life. That viewpoint is still persisting even after his move to Ferrari. Writing in his latest column for The Sun, Jeremy Clarkson questioned Hamilton's eagerness to win a record-breaking 8th F1 title. It could be argued that Lewis Hamilton wants a record-breaking 8th World Championship before he retires, and moved to Ferrari because he reckons that this year they'll have the fastest car. He may have a point. Early indications on the rumour mill suggest it's very fast indeed. However, if he's so keen on that 8th world title, you'd imagine that he'd have arrived at the factory on day one, keen to know the car's secrets and how he can extract the most from its vast arsenal of racing trickery. Clarkson then questioned whether Hamilton was actually that interested in succeeding at Ferrari, or if he was just there to elevate his superstar status. He said that if Hamilton was so bothered about finding success at Ferrari, why did he spend so much time posing for his social media? Of course, this partnership is about much more than just getting Hamilton an 8th driver's title, or Ferrari returning to title winners after almost 2 decades. This partnership is about brand building for both Hamilton and Ferrari. There is huge money to be made from sponsorship for both parties. Hamilton will help sell Ferrari cars, and both of their brand images will be improved by it. Taking time to get the perfect Instagram picture is going to be a part of this partnership whether people like it or not. The modern superstar doesn't roll out of bed with a hangover 2 hours before a race and arrive in the paddock with an arm around last night's conquests. He wakes early, posts a photo with a suspiciously green drink in front of the sunrise, and heads to the track in his sponsor-approved outfit, which is straight off the catwalk at Milan Fashion Week. And I mean that literally in Hamilton's case. Clarkson did eventually get to the pertinent issue for Hamilton in his quest for that record-breaking 8th driver's title though. What I do know is he'll have his work cut out to beat his teammate Charles Leclerc, who speaks Italian, knows the team, doesn't spend quite so long posing for pictures, and thanks to a single lap shootout, is regarded by many to be the fastest driver of them all. Maybe Lewis is aware of this, and maybe he signed for Ferrari for a different reason. He knows he's past his prime now, and he didn't want to retire having never driven for motorsport's crown jewel. Either way, I wish him well. This is going to be the big talking point for Hamilton's 2025 season. Leclerc is going to be the biggest threat to that 8th title. But before I talk about why, if you're enjoying the video and want to catch some more daily F1 news in the lead up to the 2025 season, then press the like button and subscribe to F1 Reverse. After 3 years of telling you about everything happening in the sport, we're closing in on 100,000 subscribers, so thank you very much to everyone who's been a part of that. So if Hamilton is serious about returning Ferrari to championship glory and securing himself that record-breaking 8th title, then it isn't Lando Norris or Max Verstappen he needs to be worried about. It is Charles Leclerc. It doesn't matter what is happening at Red Bull or McLaren if he can't beat his own teammate, and that's going to be no easy task. As Clarkson said, Leclerc is one of the fastest in the sport at the moment, especially in qualifying. Yes, he has been prone to making a mistake from pushing too hard in the past, but it is a flaw that he's gotten control of over the past year. Leclerc is also the Ferrari golden boy. The team has nurtured and grown him into who he is. He knows his way around the factory and the team, and he knows how the car works. All of the potential problems that might hold Hamilton back, such as the new country, new team, new language, and everything else that comes from being in a new environment, are in Leclerc's favour. Charles is comfortable at Ferrari. He knows how to give feedback to the engineers that will help him. He's familiar with everyone around him. He knows the procedures and the nuances of the car. That is a lot in his favour. And now that the initial excitement over Hamilton's Ferrari career starting is beginning to wane, the talk about what might hold him back has begun. Former F1 driver turned pundit Martin Brundle thinks that with fewer mistakes now showing, Leclerc will be a strong opponent for Hamilton. "I never underestimate Lewis Hamilton," Brundle said on Sky Sports News. "But Charles Leclerc is fast, there's no doubt about it. And he stopped crashing a little bit because he had a bit of a habit of overdriving himself in the car and hitting the wall a bit too frequently. But Charles is the real deal now, and he'll take some beating, he really will." This viewpoint is growing within the F1 community. Fans and the media are starting to really think about Hamilton's 2025 season and the possibility of that 8th driver's title, and the sticking point for many people is Leclerc. Very few people seriously doubt that Hamilton is still one of the best drivers in the sport. Yes, the last few years at Mercedes have been bad, but it's impossible to say that he's past it when the Mercedes cars have been uncompetitive. He absolutely could go and get a title in 2025, but he's going to have to beat Leclerc, and that isn't going to be easy. This isn't going to be like the Bottas years at Mercedes. He's going to have to fight for his race wins, because Ferrari and Leclerc aren't just going to gift them to him. And if he's expecting that, then he's in for a very rude awakening when the season begins. Before that can happen though, there is more testing of previous cars, or TPC, scheduled for the Ferrari drivers. This will take place at a closed-door test at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya this week, running from Tuesday to Thursday. The 3-day test will run under the TPC regulations, with Hamilton and Leclerc both expected to run either the SF23 or the 2022 F175, which are both old enough to be usable. The test will allow Hamilton more time to get used to the Ferrari's handling intricacies, as well as get to grips with the systems and protocols in place at his new team, at a more familiar venue, as the Barcelona circuit has been a popular testing venue throughout Hamilton's time in F1. Following on from his TPC test, Hamilton is then set to take part in another test at the same track on February 4th and 5th. However, this test won't be a privately held Ferrari outing, but will be part of Pirelli's permitted testing this year for the tyre manufacturer's 2026 development program. McLaren is also set to be a part of the test. This test will be carried out with an SF24 mule car, tweaked to suit the aerodynamic demands of the new regulations, which will be introduced next season. How do you think Hamilton will do against his new teammate? Are you a Hamilton fan who's worried about Leclerc? Or are you confident your driver can best his new teammate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, drive safe and bye for now.